What is up guys, this is Furious. Now in this video, let's talk about what you should be unlocking first for your account. Should you unlock T5 first or should you go for VIP14 and above? Because if you want to unlock T5, you have to invest a bunch of gems in buying books for your castle to get that to level 25. And that is a lot of gems. Or instead, you guys can focus your gems only for VIP to get to VIP14 as fast as possible. So you guys can get that 3 daily golden heads, which helps you to basically upgrade your commanders faster and invest in more commanders. Because to be honest, from my experience, you don't really need T5 troops to be able to do well in Season of Conquest, and you can get decent kill points or even up to 30 million kills for KVK achievement just by having good commanders and equipment. So that is the point of this video. As you guys can see, I am dueling my friend Harris. Now he has the same account age just like me. We have been playing for almost a year and a half, and he decided to unlock T5 troops first rather than going for VIP 14. I think he unlocked T5 when he was VIP 11 or VIP 12. So as you guys can see, we are fighting 5 versus 5, which means we brought out 5 of our best pairings on the field, and the 2 of us are basically using almost the same commanders. So I am using 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎 with Juan Prime, Scipio Prime with Alexander the Great, Boudica Prime with YSG, then Saladin with William, and Charles Martel with Mulan. And he is using the same with exception of Saladin, that he paired him to 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎, and he's Charles Martel, who is paired with Joan of Arc, the normal Joan. And again, because he unlocked VIP 14 a bit later than me, that means he doesn't have every commander expertise, and some of his commanders, they have less skills than mine. So we're just gonna test out on the field today that who can win on the field, basically someone who has T5 technology or someone who has better commanders and a higher VIP level. Also, as for equipment, I think his equipment is almost the same like mine. So he has a full legendary set of infantry equipment on his Scipio, and I have a full legendary set of equipment on my 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎 and my calves. But in general, I think his equipment is better than mine because he has mostly epic, like purple ones, equipment, but I have mixed between blue and purple equipment. So I think he has better equipment than me because he is always grinding for keeps and camps, and he is getting their blueprints, their materials, which is very good. So yeah, in general, I think he has better equipment, with only exception that I have better commanders and better skills, with most of my commanders being expertised. And right after this fighting is finished, I'm gonna show you guys his equipment plus mine, so you can see what we have. And also right after this fight, we did fight again for the second round, just to make sure and basically to test it. Also, you guys might be thinking about that why we didn't do this fight in Ark of Osiris practice, because there you don't need to heal your troops and waste resources. That is because, guys, we were going to migrate in the next day, and we can't really bring the resources to the new kingdom. You have to delete all of that or give it away to somebody else. Plus, at the same time, it was the Mightiest Governor, the 6th stage, I believe. So we wanted to get points just by fighting each other, and we didn't want to get points by increasing our power, because again, as you can see, I am at the limit of the power. After 45 million power, you guys need to pay more passports for migration. So for example, right now, as you guys can see, I am above 45 million power, and that needs 20 passports to migrate. But if I fill my hospital and reduce my power to under 45 million, that is gonna cost you only 15 passports. So 5 less extra passports, and you guys, it's gonna be cheaper for you to migrate. So yeah, basically, it was the best timing to fight and kill our resources, because you can't bring it to the new kingdom. But even then, even after I healed my troops, I'm still gonna have a bunch of resources because I'm fighting with T4, and it is very cheap to heal. That is why it is very easy for me to fight during KVKs. Just fight with T4s and good commanders, and you guys can keep healing and not run out of resources during fights. But at some point you will end up with having problems with resources because everything has a limit. So for example, last KVK, last season of Conquest, I did run out of resources when I reached about 20 million kills in KVK achievements. So yeah, I reached my 20 million kills, and then I had problem with the food and stone because I mainly use calves on the field, and that is what you guys need to heal them. So I ran out of food and stone. But what I did is I asked other players to either help me with resources or trade with them, trade wood with them, because I'm not a very good archer player. I have only one archer march, so all the time I'm gonna end up with having a bunch of wood. So you guys can trade that with other players, or just ask players who do not fight, who don't have time to fight in KVK, to help you with resources, and they will do that. Yeah, so just don't be afraid or shy of asking for resources, because at the end of the day, you guys are from the same kingdom and you are fighting for the same goal, which is to win the KVK or get as many rewards as possible. And that is only achievable by fighting and pushing your enemy back and back. So yeah, ask for resources, and if you're really fighting in KVK, then I'm sure your kingdom will be happy to help you. Also, I feel like I need to mention again that make sure before every KVK you guys switch to France Civilization, because that gives you 5% troop health, which basically helps you to stay alive longer on the field. And it also gives you 20% hospital healing speed, which is quite a big help in terms of saving speed ups. Plus, if you have that VIP15, that is gonna be another 50% healing speed. So in total from these two, you do get 70% healing speed. You can have 20% healing rune from the holy sites. That is 90%. And maybe there's gonna be a kingdom healing buff. That is another 40%. So in total, 90 plus 40, that is 130% healing speed. Very massive, very big. It's gonna save you a bunch of speed ups. So yeah, I always try to fit as many details and information as I can in my videos. So for new players, you guys can get the best value since early in the game. So basically, you guys can learn from my mistakes and my experience, and to not make the same mistakes that I made first time playing Rise of Kingdoms, because I wish I had someone to tell me this stuff when I was playing for the first time back in I think 4 years ago, since I started playing Rise of Kingdoms. I think it was 2018, late 2018, so about November or December. So yeah, back then I did make many mistakes on my account, which made me to quit Rise of Kingdoms. But again, I came back to it because this game is addicting. But this time I did make sure to talk to many people as possible and learn from their experience. Also watch many content on YouTube. So that made me to learn the game and to avoid making big mistakes. So after an eternity, we managed to beat this T5 player. And while my march is going back home, let's check the reports. So you guys can see that I am using Mulan and he is using Joan of Arc secondary to Charles. Well, both of us are using this march because we don't have any other support march like Trajan. So we are using Charles Martel instead because he has tank, he has tanky stats, and he can keep my Mulan alive for a longer time so she can keep buffing my other marches. So next you can see that I am using Saladin with William. Saladin is almost tanky because he has a large defense stats, and William is a support or a buffing commander who can give your troops defense and rage per second. And he also has AoE damage, so when his AoE hits 2 or more targets, that is when my marchers can get the benefits of William's buff, which is again defense and rage. Next, we are using CPU Prime with Alexander the Great. I had Alex all the way back since KVK2. This guy was a monster in KVK2 and he He got me many kills, so I'm not gonna put him on the bench because sooner or later the game will introduce his relic into the museum for Season of Conquest, and basically he can get more stronger than he already is. Although I might switch him with Guan Yu later because when CPO is expertised, you can get more damage and more rage when your targets are affected by Guan Yu's silence. So next we can see that I am using 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎 with Juan Prime. Now this is my main March, this is what I have my best equipment on, a full legendary set on 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎, and then I'm using 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎 Prime with YSG. Of course YSG is still one of the best commanders in the game, and that is why you guys want to max him as soon as possible early on in 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎1. And he is so good that you can use him almost with every commander. So in 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎1 I used him with Sun Tzu, in 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝒎2 I used him with Alexander, in 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝒆3 I used him with Saladin, and now I am using with 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎 Prime. So he is just perfect. So guys, make sure that he is your first expertised legendary commander and don't let anyone to tell you otherwise. So 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎 Prime with YSG, one of the highest skill damage commanders in the game that you guys can use on open field. Alright guys, now let's go over the equipment of Harris and see what he has. Full legendary equipment. He does have the chestplate, Hope Cloak, and Eternal Night Pants. Again, very good pieces to have. And epic accessories. Very nice. So this is his main March that he has the best equipment on. Moving on to March number 2, 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎 Prime. And it looks like that she's sleeping. Anyway, so mostly epic equipment, and he does have the Milky Way chestplate. It is a good piece to have in the early game because it is easy to get. You can get it from the crystal keys if you're lucky, and you can also get it from the Lucerne scrolls if you do buy the bundle. Alright, 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎 Prime. Now going to Charles Martel, March number 3. He does have everything that Charles needs. He has the blue shield, the 𝒟𝒏𝒾𝑜𝓊𝓈 humility pants, and the boots. These 3 pieces give him infantry health, which is necessary for Martel to stay alive longer. And he does have the ancient stratagems accessories. That is a small troop capacity expansion, which allows you to bring extra 3% of troops on the field. Very good. March number 4, 𝒟𝒹𝒹𝓎. Mostly epic, and he does have the Hellish Wasteland helmet. Also, this piece is very best to have. The Gladiator pants. It gives you cav health, so make sure you guys have it as well. Alright. And the final March, it is going to be Saladin, which he uses with 𝒟𝒨𝓙, and mostly epic accessories. But yes, in general, I think he does have better equipment than me, because as you guys can see, on all of his marches, he does have the accessories, he does have the Silent Trial and the Delayed Amulet, which is very necessary for these marches to perform good on the field. Very nice. Alright, that's it. Alright, so now moving on to the second try, because we did fight for a second time to see if the results will change or if he will win this time. So this time he did replace Joan of Arc with Mulan on his Charles Martel to see if the results will have any difference. And the skills of his Mulan are almost the same like mine, 5-5-1-1. It is good enough for her to use when she is paired with a tanky commander, so she can stay alive longer on the field and keep buffing your troops. So this time we are using almost the same commander pairings, with the exception of Saladin, because his Saladin is paired with 𝒟𝒨𝓙 and mine is with William I. Alright, so now to save you time and to not make this video any longer, I'm gonna speed up the fighting part to the end, and after that I will get back to you guys with a conclusion. And holy moly, sweet mother of Jesus. These took forever to finish, and we did manage to survive with 3 marches remaining. That did better than last time. But yeah, now let's make a conclusion. So we saw that having a good VIP and unlocking VIP14 faster does give you a bigger advantage on the field, and you can manage to beat players with T5 technology. Again, it is because you do get more golden heads per day than the player who did not go for the VIP and decided to go for unlocking T5 first. So just to give you guys an example, in 3 months, you guys get 300 sculptures, almost 300, because every day 3 golden heads, and 3 months, let's say 100 days, that is 300 sculptures just for 3 months, which helps you a lot in upgrading your commanders and being more powerful on the field. Although, mind you guys that during this fight, he was using T4 troops, and his only advantage was having more buffs for his troops from having T5 technology. And for example, if he was using T5 troops against me, then for sure I will lose the battle. But it is still gonna be a win for me, because with having good commanders, you can deal lots of damage against his T5 and kill many T5 troops, which that gives you lots of kill points, and that is what you guys want to have. But maybe next time I'm gonna fight him when he is using his T5 troops, so we will see how the trades will turn out and who will deal the most damage. But I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon, because as you guys know, we did migrate to the new kingdom a couple of days ago, Kingdom 2381. Very good kingdom, very active, very strict on the rules. So make sure that you guys go and check it out. We registered KVK just yesterday on Monday, and it is going to be Heroic Anthem starting in almost 10 days. So you guys will be seeing lots of action from me on the field when I'm fighting alongside my kingdom and my friends. So that will be amazing. Stay tuned for that. And for this KVK, I want to set my goal for getting 500 million kill points, which is basically, I think, around 30 million kills. I do want to get that 30 million kills KVK achievement to get that KVK coin, because last KVK I did manage to get that achievement for the first time in my history of playing Rise of Kingdoms, and that was very fun to do. But it took lots of work being a F2P T4 player, especially because we were facing Imperium Kingdoms in Seed A KVK, because in my last kingdom we had a bunch of deadweight players that we did not clean. These guys had high power, but they were inactive, and that is why we ended up in a Seed A KVK, and we faced Imperium Kingdom 1474. Now these guys, they had their pakals running everywhere on the field. They were farming with pakal, they were sleeping with pakal, they were running with pakal. So pakal was their main commander, and it was a nightmare fighting them. We were locked in zone 4 for almost entire KVK, but at the end we did manage to push out with the help of other allies and our players and get a little bit of territory in zone 6 and also in Kingsland. But yeah, having 30 million kills achievement was something that I never expected to get, especially in that KVK. But yeah, in summary, all you need is to have good commanders with a good VIP level. For example, VIP15, that gives you a major healing speed, and it's going to save you a bunch of speed ups, so you guys can keep fighting for longer and longer. So that's it for the video. Which one is the best to have first, T5 or VIP14? And until next time, this is Furious signing out. Take care and peace.